Hi, this video is going to be me ranking my Pilot E95s and also what I've thought about it so far because I have been using this quite a lot since it lives on my Paper Republic. I'm also going to reuse my cartridge, the Pilot Red. You can see my hands. I cleaned the red ink out. I finished the ink as much as you can, but there's still a lot left over around the cartridge, so cleaning that out definitely stained my hands. It the cartridge comes with a stopper. I think you need to take it out because otherwise the ink won't flow into the pen. And there's also an agitator ball in the cartridge. So I'm just going to leave the ball in. I think you can take it out if you want, but this is me doing a voiceover after a while, and I'll tell you this, the agitator ball gets annoying after a while because it does clang around in the pen. So if you're easily bothered by the clanging sound, then do take the agitator ball out. But if you put a shimmer ink or a clogging ink in the cartridge in the pen, then I think the ball is very helpful because it mixes the ink up and the shimmer won't just stay down into the cartridge. It'll mix up throughout, and then you can have a similar ink experience throughout. I'm going to use my Endless Stationery Alchemy ink in Drops of Mars because I wanted to keep the red theme going, the red burgundy theme, because the pen is a beautiful burgundy rose gold cream. So I think I'm going to keep using red in this pen because I really love writing with red, especially in the Paper Republic. I think it looked really cool because I have it in the Venezia color, so it's like a plum burgundy color. So first of all, the pen looks super cool on it, and also I just love how the red ink looks on the page. The only drawback was that I was using the Pilot red cartridge, and I used two of those because I didn't want to clean the pen out. I was being lazy, and the Pilot red ink feathers, and this has happened to me with the black cartridge as well. So I think it's just this particular Pilot ink. I think it's the regular normal standard option, none of the fancy inks such as the Iroshizuku, or I don't know if Pilot does any waterproof inks, but neither of the inks in the cartridges are water resistant or waterproof. The black or the red, or I'm guessing the blue won't be either. I think they all probably feather, and I don't know. I don't think they have any interesting properties to them. I guess they are slightly budget friendly, but I think there's better inks out there, namely this Endless Alchemy one. So the set that I showed with the 4 vials, I think it's about 2 milliliters. So you could get 2 cartridges filled up. So I can fill this up because the Pilot cartridge I think holds 1 milliliter of ink. So I could have it done twice. And now I'm kind of shaking it up for some reason. I don't know what I was doing here, but I think I'm going to use Drop of Mars again in this because it wrote really well. It was similar to Diamond Dragon Red or Red Dragon, I think it's called, because Rider's Blood is slightly deeper burgundy than Drop of Mars, but I think Red Dragon is more red based. So I had just cleaned this pen out, as you can see my hands, and I would always suggest to have your pens dry out overnight or at least half a day or 2 hours. But I was being really impatient. So I cleaned it up and I took all it apart, and then I just inked it up and started writing. And as you can see, there's too much water in. So it needs to be left upside down. and it needs to have the ink flowing towards the nib and feed, and that takes time. So now I have to let it sit upside down. Usually I have converters in my pen, and you can plunge the ink into the feed and the nib, and it's faster. But since I used a cartridge in this, it's kind of not doable. So I just had to wait. It was hard, but yeah, that's all you can do. And I don't know what, oh yeah, the ball was clanging around, which can be really annoying. I think it was annoying, but by now I've gotten used to it, and I think I'm going to keep the agitator ball in. I don't think I would ever ink my E95s with a shimmer ink or any clawing ink, mostly because it's in fine nib. And this pen you can't take apart to clean, so only easy inks that are easy to clean. And here I'm showing the difference between the Pilot Red cartridge that I have and the new Endless Alchemy Drops of Mars. The Drops of Mars is a lot deeper, similar to the body of the pen, and the Pilot cartridge was a bright red, something that your teacher would use to correct your paper. So if you are a teacher and you want to grade papers, then the Pilot cartridge is the color for you. I mean, you could use this deeper Drops of Mars, but it doesn't have that same bright, scary effect, you know? Like, you can't write F on someone's paper in a deeper red. It doesn't have that effect as a bright red. So, but it does feather. There's that con, and it's not waterproof, so maybe you don't want to grade papers with a ink that will just run and isn't permanent at all. And this ink, the Drop of Mars, isn't permanent either, because I think it's water based or dye based as well. But I mean, it's flows well, and I know that these endless inks are really good on fountain pens. They don't clog up your pen, and they are easy to clean out. Like, I think it will still kind of stay in my hands, but it won't be as bad as the Pilot. And I have, I think, 1 more milliliter of it left. And I think after that, I will ink this pen up with writer's blood, because that was originally what I was going to do, but then Drop of Mars just caught my eye. So, and I'm happy that I inked it up with that. So I'll see you again when I ink this pen another time. Bye.